What is going on, guys? Wally here, and in today's video I want to give you more or less an impression of the Battlefront beta, what I liked about it, what I kind of didn't like about it, and how I plan on potentially incorporating this into the future of my channel. To start, you're probably wondering what happened to a couple videos yesterday. Well, I did pull back on some of the things that I was working on currently, and of course one of the videos that I released yesterday late last night, that video came off really wrong. And while I'm not going to apologize for everything that I said, because I still pretty much stand by my statements, I think what I am going to do is just stop complaining and put up content that I enjoy and hopefully you enjoy. If it happens to be lore videos, fantastic. If it's not, you don't have to watch it. I've had an opportunity for the past week really to be able to play the beta, and I do find myself really enjoying it. It feels like I'm actually playing Star Wars, and I know that sounds kind of like product placement or something that they may say in like a commercial or something like that, but that's legitimately how I feel. I honestly feel like it's a set piece from a movie and you are participating in the action that's currently taking place. So it's a very enjoyable experience. Even on the Xbox, which is probably the worst in terms of graphic fidelity on all the three systems, it still looks and feels beautiful. The game is not locked at 30 FPS. It shoots anywhere from like 40 to 60, give or take. Plays around 720, which is, again, not too big of a deal for me, but it still looks and feels fantastic. The sounds in the game feel utterly awesome. This is probably the best DICE has ever done with sounds, and generally they're really good with sounds all the way back. In the BC2 days, sounds have been fantastic. Moving forward from BF3 to BF4 and now to Battlefront, things have been always sounding really awesome. If you have yourself a great pair of headsets, maybe like Astros or Turtle Beaches or something like that, maybe using some Tritons, you are going to really enjoy the just audio richness in this game. It literally feels like everything has weight to it, that the guns, the laser cannons, even the TIE fighters and X-Wings all feel exactly and sound exactly as they should, which definitely helps me feel the experience. It feels like I'm actually playing Star Wars. I think you guys get it. It feels honestly like one of the best Star Wars games I've played in a long time, and it's still in beta. They have a long way to go. Well, they have sort of a way to go, at least, to make it balanced and more presentable during launch day, which is up and coming here pretty soon. But I do think that this is probably one of the best representations of what a Star Wars game could be in the current generation and moving forward. This definitely sets the bar high. Now, the biggest complaint I think I've heard from some people, and I want to address this, is that it's not like the original Star Wars Battlefront. But I would argue that this game is not a sequel, but a reboot of that franchise. Banking off of that point, I want to drop into some of my gripes and maybe rant a little bit here. The biggest problem I have with the game is the flight mechanics and how the flight mechanics work. If you're a fan of the Battlefield games or any kind of flight simulator, you may not like this, simply because it forces you to auto roll back onto your stomach so that you cannot fly constantly upside down. You're sort of limited in the maneuverability that you can put forward. Some of your maneuvers, for whatever reason, are mapped to the D-pad. So like a flip to the left or a flip to the right or a reverse flip or whatever is all mapped to your D-pad, which makes sense if I was playing Star Fox 64, but I'm not playing that. I'm playing Star Wars Battlefront. I want to have the freedom of maneuverability in a 360-degree sphere. I want to be able to move in every single dimension. I don't want to be controlled. And maybe that's being a little too harsh on it. I'm sure there's pilots out there that love it, and I'm not necessarily hating on it. I just want it to be more like Battlefield. I feel like my problem with a lot of shooters is that I come into them expecting them to be like Battlefield, comparing them to Battlefield. I did the same thing with Destiny, and now I'm kind of doing it again with Battlefront, so I am sort of let down. I don't know how Flight Squadron or Air Superiority, whatever they want to call it, is going to operate when it's just silly lock-ons. Like, everyone has a missile that pretty much auto targets the lasers. As long as you hold LT and you have a target in front of you and you're matching that person's speed, you can pretty much instantly kill them by holding down RT because your lasers somehow lock, which is super silly. Again, it's just not like Battlefield. That's probably my biggest complaint. One of my biggest complaints is definitely how they treat the flight mechanics. The only other complaint that I have is that playing in third person really doesn't seem to have any disadvantages. You seem to have an advantage hip firing over ADSing, and perhaps that's what they intended. When you ADS, you do seem at certain points, at least on the consoles, it may be different on PC, that you are at the disadvantage in terms of hip firing. I feel like some of the guns are grossly unbalanced. The LMG, the DLT, for example, has some of the highest rate of fire in the game at any personal weapon that you can run, and it retains its kill time over range, which makes no sense in terms of damage models. But again, it's just a beta. I'm sure they're taking a look at it. Other than that, I wish third person and first person were a little bit more balanced. Otherwise, I don't see myself playing in first person at all. I'm a big stickler. I always love being able to play in third person because I want to see what my character looks like when he's running around. It's a bit of a vanity thing, but if I put that much time into, say, my Destiny character, I want to see what my Destiny character looks like all the time, not just occasionally. If there was a third person option for Destiny, I would eat that shit up. But unfortunately there isn't, at least only if you have swords equipped, but you get where I'm going with that one. With all that in mind, I'm going to give the beta 7 potatoes out of 10. I'm definitely going to purchase it. I'm probably going to pick it up on the PC to get the most out of the graphical fidelity, and so I can rub my nipples at the high frame rate. But I'm probably also going to play on my Xbox because I want to enjoy that with the community and, of course, with the group of friends that I've been playing the beta with so far. It's a great game. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it if you want to put the time into it. But again, it is semi-casual. It does feel like a lot of the elements you're having your hand held through it, which for some people may be enjoyable, but if you're more of like a hardcore player, don't want the rails system there, you want to be able to just play the game, have the high learning curve, this may not be for you. It's hard to tell. It's only been like 2 maps in the beta. Don't really know. In terms of incorporating Battlefront to this channel, I'm probably going to pick it up, put up standard weapon commentaries, the standard Destiny run-of-the-mill stuff. But I'm also curious to know what you guys think of potentially doing Star Wars lore videos in light of the new movies coming out relatively soon. I think in December is when the first one comes out. So I'm actually a huge fan of that. I know they're redoing the canon. I don't know if the expanded universe is completely gone, so I have a lot of research to do if I want to get into that. But it's potentially just diversifying what this channel could offer in terms of not just Destiny lore, but lore in gaming in general. Just an idea, food for thought. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. I'm out of here. Peace.